Guys, changed it up today. Changed it up. All right? Changed it up. All right. This is it. End of 2023. Can we all agree that it was a good year, a bad year? I think it was a little bit of both for me. A little bit of everything for me. Yeah, good times, bad times. This is not the way life is anyway. Anyway, I'm not going to get into a long, lengthy thing today. There are a couple things I want to touch on, and maybe we'll touch on them more in depth. Maybe we'll touch on, sorry, getting a little carried away. Anyway, let me touch on this real quick because I think we'll get more in depth with them in the next video, but let's touch on it a little bit now. Let's stew on it a little bit. I've been noticing these articles. I think I talked about Dokken just here recently, past the comment, he wrote all the hit songs. I think I touched on this in one of my other, and I keep seeing it. And I also keep seeing that he was now saying that they should have been paid differently. Everyone got paid equally for the songwriting. And now he's saying, looking back at it, hindsight, he wished he hadn't done that. Man, here's what I can say. When it comes to Dokken, look, I like the guy. I thought he was a great singer for what they were, but I liked the entire band for what they were. I liked what they put out. I liked their songs. I liked their imagery at the time, the image that they had going. I really was a big fan of Dokken. And it's not that I'm not a big fan these days. I'm just not a big fan of this. And I think I said this before, this rewriting history stuff that goes on where it's all of a sudden I was the main songwriter. I'm the reason we were famous. Or if it wasn't for me doing this, if it wasn't for me doing that. Look, something I'd like to say is, if we hadn't heard the music with the people that were on those songs or playing them live, who knows whether you'd even be anywhere today? None of us will ever know, Hindsight's always 2020. Now, I get it that there's bands out there that had different drummers play on the album, or maybe a different bass player played on the album. But the guitar playing and the singing, for the most part, I'm not saying there hasn't been bands that have had other guitar players come in and do stuff. I believe someone once said Warrant did, and I believe that there's been some, even on Rat, they were talking about wanting to bring someone. I don't know why Warren DeMartini's fully capable. It doesn't matter. I'm getting too far away. My point is, we all know, we, as in the people my age or of that era or that style of music, okay, drop the age thing. Whoever enjoys those bands, let's put it that way. Didn't we enjoy them because they were in Dokken's case, it was George, Jeff, Mick, and Don, right? We enjoyed the songs that we enjoyed because we believed those were the people on the album and those were the people that created those songs. To look back now and go, man, I wish I would have done things differently, or I wish I would have done away with, I wish I would have been credited more than George or Jeff. Man, I get it from the aspects of, but when you write with someone, there's a reason why you have, a BMI and what's the other one? Can't think of the other one. Someone can think of the other one. It doesn't matter. But there's companies you go through that when you submit your songs, if I wrote the lyrics and that's all they're going to credit me for on 4 or 5 of the songs, BMI is going to make sure that I get paid, obviously, for those 4 or 5 songs that I wrote the lyrics on, or my name's a part of. When you guys go in the studio and you're writing stuff, yes, that's the time to make the decision. I get it that if you turn around and say to some guys, we're only going to credit you, you're the drummer, you did, Bobby Blotzer, right? Look, I'm not bagging on him. I'm saying if Rat went in the studio and said, okay, well, Warren wrote the music, Stephen wrote the lyrics, Juan Crucier helped. You see what I'm saying? And you want to say, but you didn't do anything, and you didn't do any. That's the time that you're going to make that decision. I think as a band, it will sometimes make and break you right then and there, right? Wasn't it Bon Jovi who when they signed Bon Jovi, they only signed John Bon Jovi? And he was like, well, what about my man? I think that those decisions are decisions you make then and there. If you decide to go in and say, hey, we're just going to credit all of us for writing the songs, especially if back then, 9 times out of 10, if you didn't use a substitute drummer, bass player, whatever, if you all went in the studio and you played the music and it made it on the album, I get it that you could say, yeah, but I wrote the lyrics and I came up with the as far as I'm going with that, right? That's just a pickle version of it. But anyway, if you say I wrote that, so I want to be credited for that song and the lyrics and it's such a slippery slope is what I'm saying. And now here you are years later, 30, 40 years later down the road, and you're going, well, I guess I should have been credited more because I wrote them more. It's done, man. You got your money. We enjoyed the songs. We thank you for the songs. And we enjoyed George's playing, Don singing, Jeff we enjoyed all of you. We thought you were great. Here's what I can say. Now Skid Row, Rachel Bolan put out a thing saying he wants to go back. First of all, that they wrote all him and Dave Snake Sabo. I don't know these guys from Adam, okay? He's now saying they wrote all the songs and Sebastian Bach didn't write anything, and that they most of the songs were written before he ever even joined the band. That's fine. And now he's saying they should go back and redo those albums with the new vocalist. I'm not saying he is actually saying this. Let's get something straight here. This is what I'm seeing on those social media sites. So I get it. Before anyone starts picking me apart, I get that someone could be stirring the pot, right? We all know that if you stir the pot, the shit pot, you should be the first one to lick the shit spoon, right? Because here's the deal. If he is saying that, man, why can't you just let it go? Let it go. Okay, so let's say Sebastian is a pain in the ass. I don't know him. I've never met him. So I don't know him. I don't know Rachel. I don't know Dave the Snake. I don't know any of those guys. What I will say is, because I know your names, is because you are the people that I saw on the albums, heard on the albums, and saw in the live shows. So that's why I know your name. You're making it sound like I want to go and erase all the people that were on those albums, you know, redo them because I, or he, or what. Man, if Sebastian Bach hadn't sang on those songs, who knows whether you'd even be famous. Maybe we wouldn't know your name. Maybe you'd be Rachel Bolan, the used car salesman. I don't know. And I'm not coming down on, I'm just saying that we don't know. We don't know. We know that band because of those people. And yes, I will say that in Skid Row's that voice, I will be perfectly honest with you right now, and I don't know Sebastian Bach, and I'm not a huge, I don't pay attention to him that much right now. But I will tell you that when it came to listening to those songs, it was his voice that drove me to those, or drew me in to those songs. I wasn't particularly, I thought Scotty was a good guitar player, and I thought that he actually played on a tribute album to I think it was Hendrix or something like that. It was a bluesy tribute, something. Maybe Stevie Ray, I don't know. He was on a tribute album. And I went, wow, he's a really good guitar player. But when it comes to the Skid Row catalog, it's that vocal, you know, 18 in Life, I Remember You, you know, and songs like that. And then, you know, let's Quicksand Jesus on the next album, and you know, it's that vocal, man. And that's not saying I'm disrespecting the band. I'm saying the band lay a good solid ground, a good solid rhythm section to have a great vocal laid out on top of it. And the same goes for Don Dokken. Yeah, okay, you're a great vocalist. Why do you want to rewrite history? You had a good vocal on top of a great foundation. Anyway, I wasn't going to get that in depth with it, but I just wanted to touch on it because the last few days, while I've been sitting around with the holidays, you know, with the New Year creeping in and Christmas just behind us, I did you know, some looking, you know, scrolling the social media sites and doing their thing. And I will say that reading these articles, more than one, I think is why I'm bringing it up, because it wasn't just one article, there was more than one article. And I'm going, Moses sandals, guys. What is going on with all these older rockers wanting to reinvent the wheel now? Look, we thank you for the music you gave us. We appreciate it. And we appreciate the musicians that were on those albums. Don't try and rewrite history. Enjoy what you had out of them. You want to go on this date forward and say, okay, that's far, far behind me, and that's where I'd like to leave it. That's fine. It's fine, 100%. So I just wanted to touch on that. Maybe we'll touch on it a little bit more, maybe not. As you can see, the warning. I got myself a hat and a shirt. Actually, I have two shirts now. As you can see, like I said, I'm playing this today, this Fender. Cool little, you know. pretty cool plugged in for sure. They definitely give off a pretty good vibe. For those of you that are going to go out tonight and enjoy yourselves, enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Remember to be responsible. I'm not going to tell you to drink responsible. I'm saying be responsible. Uber home. Drink plenty of water tomorrow. If you're my age, I'm not doing anything. I'm still contemplating the cologne I'm going to put on to go to the living room tonight. But if you're my age and you're going to go out and do that, remember, you're going to regret it 10 times worse than what we used to do. Man, back in our 20s, we'd get up the next day and hell, we'd start again if we had to, right? But nonetheless, be safe. Stay agile. Again, Uber home. As usual, any of you guys want to go out and need lessons, want to learn how to, learn how to play the git fiddle, Uncle Ben, Andy Wood, Robert Baker. Oh my goodness. Who else? How come I always forget? They're out there. Go looking for them, okay? Music is win. Anyway, all those, just go look them up, those guys. Have an awesome night. Have an awesome Monday of 2024. Stay hydrated. My friends, it's been a crazy year, but it's behind us now. Much love and respect to everyone that sees this. And peace. Hopefully the channel, this particular channel, will get a little bit more creative. An intro and a few more things going on in the new year. We're going to start delving into amps and guitars and a lot more going on behind me. A few more sounds and whatnot. But be safe. Remember, from Uncle Ben, less clicking, more picking. And, we'll see you in 2024. That's the last bit of guitar playing for 2023. Peace out.